Touchdown Club meeting without Shellie Shorts. Without further ado, Shellie McCann.
As I did last week, I think it's probably helpful to keep us well-rounded if we start with some non-football related news, just some current events. How many of you read about 2 weeks ago the Europeans at the physics particle accelerator in CERN discovered potentially a particle, a neutrino, that travels faster than the speed of light? How many of you saw that? Pretty damned exciting. To this point, physicists only thought Tommy Tuberville traveled faster than the speed of light, leaving one job and heading to another. Coach Kelly, welcome. Good to have you here. I notice you're speaking to the Notre Dame alumni this afternoon.
That's correct.
The commercial appeal said that no one between the ages of 13 and 18 would be admitted to that meeting. Of course, that's the commercial appeal. There's always a chance that was a typo. But as you can see, I think we're safe here at the Touchdown Club. All of our members are comfortably past 18. We do have a lot of members who went to college in Mississippi and Alabama, so I assume we're talking about chronological age and not reading and comprehension levels. And y'all are meeting at the Dan McGinnis Club, which I think is a great location for the Fighting Irish. I'm also Irish, and I like the title Fighting Irish, which I think is way better than the illiquid but not entirely insolvent Irish, if you follow the financial press. Well, sad news on the injury front from Tennessee. Tyler Bray will miss 6 weeks with a broken thumb. The orthopedic surgeon who treated Bray originally said that he would be out for the remainder of the year, but changed his opinion and apologized to all UT fans after a scathing call from Barbara Dooley. Speaking of proud moms, Ms. Dooley is the mother of Coach Derek Dooley and has a PhD in ancient history. That means she's probably better suited to have a son coaching at Ole Miss, where ancient history is the most important thing to the voter fan base. Ms. Dooley became upset last week when Tim Bryan at WJOU in Athens interviewed a couple of Knoxville reporters about the performance and future of Derek Dooley. She burst into the station and demanded airtime to defend her son. Makes you think she's been spending a little too much time with Paul Feinbaum, doesn't it? Here's what she said. She said, "Let me say this. Derek Dooley walked into kind of a mess at Tennessee." And I agree on that point. That's sort of like saying Hurricane Katrina was kind of a bad storm. She did say that unlike Will Muschamp at Florida and Jimbo Fisher at Florida State, found teams that had talent oozing out of their ears. And funny, when I think about UT or Tennessee recruiting, oozing is kind of always the word that seems to fit in Knoxville. You read there was a basketball lawsuit brought on behalf of unnamed Memphis basketball fans, and over the NCAA sanctions that resulted when it was determined that Derrick Rose was perhaps not eligible to play because of his SATs. Under that, R.C. Johnson has agreed to fulfill the conditions of his contract and pay back what remains of his $105,000 bonus, roughly $71,000. He's already paid one installment. He's got 2 more to go, but apparently he's forgiven that obligation if he is no longer employed by the University of Memphis. And some Memphis watchers believe that he'll stay through the end of the year and then resign. That's been bolstered by speculation that now that the city mayor's race is over, the university can begin serious talks with Robert Prince Mongo Hodges about filling the AD position. How many of you saw the big article in USA Today last week that listed the compensation of all the athletic directors around the country? Anyone see that? Anyone surprised to learn that David Williams, the Chancellor for Student Housing, Parking, and Athletics at Vanderbilt, is the highest paid AD in the country at $2.5 million? Pretty good deal. It also went on to explain that a lot of these contracts have special incentive clauses, like at Arkansas. Jeff Long gets $100,000 if the women's basketball team wins the national championship. In Missouri, Mike Alden gets $60,000 if the men's team wins the national championship. At Ohio State, Gene Smith gets $15,000 for each team or individual that wins an NCAA championship. And at the University of Memphis, R.C. Johnson can earn a McDonald's Big Mac and a free trim at Supercuts for every first down the Tiger football team. The USA report said it's common for ADs to earn bonuses based upon the performance of individual teams. Interesting, I thought, because I heard a lot of Tiger fans speculate that there are no performance requirements in RC's contract. Missouri may be trying to get into the SEC, but apparently they don't have 9 votes. The word is leaking out of Columbus, Missouri, that they still prefer to join the Big Ten, but the SEC is their second choice. I knew Missouri had a great journalism school, but I didn't realize they were so strong in the public relations area. And exciting news this morning, and I don't even know if you guys have heard this. University of Memphis is in serious discussions with the Big East Memphis Conference about a possible move. Word is negotiations are hung up over Memphis' insistence that the other schools share radio and season ticket revenues equally. Sources familiar with the story say that Briarcrest, MUS, and CBHS are still resisting the Memphis amendment. And from what I see so far, the athletic department at Notre Dame is maintaining absolute silence regarding the rumors that the Irish are heading for Conference USA. I assume Coach Kelly is probably also under a gag order until negotiations. I hope all of you appreciate how difficult it is in a normal week to think of a few mildly humorous things to say, and how major that task becomes when Ole Miss has a bye week. Nevertheless, there's another full-page ad in the Commercial Appeal today. Everyone probably saw this, titled Uncivil, that rebukes the Chancellor Jones' criticism of the, what is it called, Bear Forward or Forward Rebels movement. You know, these guys keep this up every week. They're going to spend $400 or $500 trying to have a change there. Now, I don't know if it's a coincidence, but 2 pages over, there's a full-page Cialis ad. You never know who pays for stuff in the sports pages these days. I think it's pretty obvious this is not something the University of South Carolina would take out. Have to think about that one. But I would say this is obviously a perfect metaphor for the stiffening resistance against the current administration. Thank you very much.